The fact that it costs 7 means that I probably don't want to go all in on this, but it kind of seems like a cool card, but I'm not going to be doing that today. Forge Master I've been very happy with. Deadweight is obviously good. I think what I want to do here is probably just take the Forge Master. Yeah, I'll take the Forge Master. Messenger can definitely go in the same deck. I don't know how other people feel about this card, but I've actually been pretty happy with Messenger. I mean, other options here are... I mean, True Faith Sensor is good, but I think I'd rather have the Messenger right now. I mean, actually, this pack is kind of light anyway, so I don't think this is a big stretch. So, this is kind of starting as something very aggressive. Not sure I want to go that aggressive. Although it's not a terrible idea. Byway Courier is a good card that can definitely fit into like a red-green type thing. I'd rather have that than Solitary Hunter or Loam Dryad. So I think it really is between the Gorger or the Courier. Gosh, I mean, I could just be really in for an aggressive deck here. I think the Courier is definitely the safer pick. It is kind of branching into another color that I'm not in yet, but these suggest that I probably might end up there anyway. The thing is that this ability I've always been a bit underwhelmed with because a lot of the good vampires already have madness anyway. So you're like, well, okay. I like Ember Eye. And I mean, what am I choosing between here? Veteran Cathar is nice. You don't necessarily need the activation, so it's not like I'm saying, oh, I have to be 3 colors. But you kind of do. I mean, if I was choosing between just a straight up bear or the Ember Eye, I'd rather have the Ember Eye. And I think that's the right choice here. Convicted Killer is underwhelming. Paranoid Parish Blade, however, is quite good. I won't say quite good. It's pretty good. So if I was choosing between this stuff, I mean, I have the option for... Let's say that this green isn't in here. Convicted Killer is not amazing. Paranoid Parish Blade is pretty good if you can hit the Delirium. I would say that white-red is not necessarily going to be great at hitting Delirium. And then if you wanted to go white-black, Crow of Dark Tidings is actually pretty good too. So I have a completely mediocre on-color card, or one of 2 decent cards off-color. I think I'm more likely to be... Yeah, I think I'll take the Parish Blade. Okay, Thraven Inspector is definitely a nice follow-up there. I like the Neonate as well. I think Inspector's a better choice. I mean, it's really between the Neonate or the Inspector. Both 1-drops, so this is still a very low curve deck. The Neonate definitely helps a bit with Delirium. It's exactly the type of thing that you would want, probably, in red-white to be able to do things. But I think I probably just want the Inspector. It's the better card. Tormenting Voice, however, is something I can definitely be in for. This is another good way of helping with Delirium. You can almost always get a land pitched to this, and so, you know, that's sorcery land right there, which are definitely 2 of the harder ones. Presumably this deck, the way it's shaping up, we'll be able to get a creature in quite easily. So what do we have here? Spectral Shepherd, probably not with this activation. So 3 for a 2/2 flyer, or Puncturing Light. Puncturing Light isn't great because I can't actually clear a blocker with it. I think I probably just want to take Spectral Shepherd here. I mean, if I had gone black, this is reasonable. Yeah, I think I just go with Spectral Shepherd. Now this is exactly the payoff that I want for being in red-white. So I mean, that's a snap take. this card is very solid. So I think it's safe to say that this Bioway is probably sitting over here for now. And it's definitely Stern Constable or Inquisitor. Stern Constable can help with Parish Blade Delirium. Inquisitor is a bit safer, I would say. I mean, even without the equipment, it's 3 for a 2/3, which is okay. I think I'll just take the Inquisitor. I'm not exactly excited to play something like Inquisitor's Ox, so I guess I'll take maybe option this Lone Dryad. I guess really maybe I should take these for signaling purposes. This area is not terrible. It's a bit more expensive than I might want to be playing here for a pretty mediocre effect. I've always felt like this card is a bit overcosted because you don't end up getting the Morbid. There we go. You don't end up getting the Morbid as much as you would like. Maybe I just play too cautiously for something like this, but then it is a 5 for a 2/4 flyer, which isn't the most aggressive card anyway, so. However, everything in here right now, I'm actually reasonably happy with. I'm not sure whether this was the right choice over the Stern Constable. Doubt I'll be playing this. Okay. Let's see if I can open something reasonable for pack 2. So picking up the Machinations definitely makes me happy that I decided to take the Parish Blade over over the birds, or whenever I had to make the choice about taking the other green card, the Veteran Cathar. What do I actually like here? Howpack Wolf is reasonable. Vessel of Ephemera is reasonable. Which do I like more? Strength of Arms is also a totally reasonable trick, but I think I'd rather have the Vessel or the Howpack. I think I'd probably rather have the Howpack here. I'm not convinced that I want to be spending 2 turns or so making those tokens. Yeah, I think I'll just take the Howpack here. Neglected Heirloom could actually be pretty reasonable here. So far I have 2 things that could transform it. On the other side it's what, 3/3 first strike? 3/3 first strike. Yeah, I think this is probably actually the pick. I mean, I gave up like a Strength of Arms Stern Constable here, but I bet that I can pick up that stuff. This also helps with the Inquisitor. Another Inspector's not bad. I mean, Howpack Resurgence. I'm definitely leaning away from the green, though. And so it's really, how much do I think I might have made an error? So right now I have what? 1, 2, 3, 4 things that apply to it. That's actually not bad, but I mean, the Inspector isn't bad either. And I might be able to wheel the Convicted Killer. The other option is something like Explosive Apparatus to help with Paranoid Parish Blade, but I think I'd rather just have the creature. Okay. So Hope Against Hope is actually pretty good in this type of deck. How many humans do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Of course they flip into non-humans, but still. I think Hope Against Hope might be the right pick here. Other options, of course, are Unruly Mob, which I haven't been super impressed with, or like optioning the fixing, which isn't a bad idea for sure. But I think I'm going to play a little bit safe here and just go with Hope Against Hope. I'm going to put it in the sideboard for now, but we'll see how that ends up. Arsonist isn't bad. See, splashing something like Throttle would actually be totally possible had I picked up the that fixing. But I think what I want here is probably just the Arsonist. It seems blue is open-ish, but I think I'm a bit too committed for that. So we'll just take the Arsonist here. So this gives me another option for optioning fixing. Because what else do I actually like here? I guess Wicker Witch is pretty good for Delirium. Blue is pretty open, and so the odds of being able to get something reasonable to splash with, I'm going to go ahead and option it this time. Murderer's Axe I like. Rush of Adrenaline is a reasonable trick. Reduced Ashes is mediocre. I think I'm going to take the Axe here. I've been happy with its ability to feed Delirium. I don't really like any of this, really. I guess I could take a Warp Landscape to try to help with any future fixing. I'm not sure that Stormrider Spirit is really what I want to be splashing off Highland Lake. So yeah, I think I'll just pick this up for now. Vessel Wheels. Okay, well the question then, of course, is do I want Vessel or Strength of Arms? And I think I probably actually want the Strength of Arms. I think that my argument previously against the Vessel still holds. And I think that this is the type of deck that wants Strength of Arms so that you can keep swinging effectively. So, plus I actually do have 2 equipment already, so... another Strength of Arms, sure. If I knew I was getting that, I might have made a different choice. I mean, the odds of me sliding something like that is really low, but... Between 2 terrible cards there. So the only thing that I'm super concerned about right now is that this deck might not have enough finishing power. Let's go ahead and put in Hope Against Hope. I'm thinking about Emissary right now. Okay. So what would be my ideal open here? I mean, obviously neglecting something like Avacyn. Not that. Not that it's a bad card or anything, but... Thraben Gargoyle is actually maybe a reasonable choice here instead of another Thraben Inspector. What else do I really have any other options? I mean, I guess I could take a Reduced to Ashes, even though it's not great. This actually gives me some air, which is something I might like. Angelic Purge is probably exactly what I want, actually. I mean, Tenacity is... yeah. This is the type of deck that Tenacity can work in, but it's still not a great card. Dissension is pretty terrible. Yeah, I think the answer is... I mean, the answer is definitely Angelic Purge. This is just premium removal. So I have a ton of 1-drops. Some more 2-drops would be nice, because I kind of have a hole right here. Convicted Killer, Uncaged Fury, Survive the Night. I guess Convicted Killer is probably the best thing for my curve. How many creatures do I have? I only have 11 creatures. I think I want some more creatures. So let's go ahead and pick this up. Uncaged Fury would probably be my take next. Above Survive the Night, yeah. Okay, so we'll just go with Convicted Killer. Dauntless Cathar is great, and the pick. So I definitely have this lots of 1s and then lots of 3s. Some more 2s would be nice. Do I have any 2s in my sideboard? I don't. Huh. Yeah, filling in some stuff here, especially because there's actually only 2 creatures here, because I have the enchantment and the sorcery. Topplegeist could be pretty awesome. Yeah, that's what we're gonna go with. So that ups my need to have some more delirium. Although I think that I'm probably doing okay. Let's see, we have 2 instants here. We have the artifact creature and then some artifacts. I'd rather not discard the artifacts, of course. 1 sorcery. This helps with the land. This helps with the land. This helps with the land. Yeah, I guess Warp Landscape could actually be put in just specifically to help with the land. So here I think we're looking at, I mean, all 3 of these are actually pretty reasonable choices. Fox, Drifter, Expose. I think probably the right choice is the Drifter. Topplegeist and Paranoid definitely have me in thinking in the realm that I want to have Delirium anyways, so this becomes pretty good. I mean, I guess I actually skipped past the Neonate. The Neonate's quite good too. But I think I probably just want the Drifter here to help with my 2s. I don't really want 2 Convicted Killers. I guess I'll take this Reduced to Ashes in case I need it for something big. Yeah, I could run the Warped Landscape just to help get a land in the yard. I actually think the Thraben Gargoyle might be pretty good here. I don't want another Emissary. Survive the Night isn't a bad trick. I don't think I'm going to run it, but it's certainly playable. I don't think it's coming... I mean, I am at 23 right now, and I don't think it's coming in against any of this stuff. I guess maybe in some matchups it might be reasonable to side. Ethereal Guidance is actually not bad in this type of deck. I do have a lot of small creatures. I'm not sure that I want it, but it's not insane. Gosh. Dissension is rough. But I guess, again, it's sideboardable. Open the Armory. Let's see. I have an Aura and 2 equipment. I mean, versus another Survive the Night, that's not terrible, and it is a 2-drop. Yeah. I don't know that I want to play it, but... Ooh, the Neonate Wheels. The Neonate might actually get played. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and throw in the Armory. I don't know. Well, let's start with this. So right now I have to cut something. I probably actually want the Neonate. So what's the worst card in here right now? They're actually all pretty reasonable. I mean, the Spectral Shepherd is a bit meh, I guess. But it is a flyer, and that's nice. Maybe the Convicted Killer is the worst card here. That's probably true. 2 Inspectors, the Neonate, the Topplegeist, the Messenger. Gosh, this is probably roughly the deck right here. And then do you want to open the Armory over something to grab Murderer's Axe, Neglected Heirloom, or Hope Against Hope? I mean, Neglected Heirloom is kind of a beating. Do I want to be spending a turn to do that, though? Early on? Because you're going to want to do it kind of early on to actually be able to get it to flip. But I do have four creatures that can flip it, which is actually pretty good. Huh. So yeah, this is really the only question that I'm thinking about right now. What would I cut if I took it? I guess maybe the Tormenting Voice. Although it is just cutting a sorcery for a sorcery. Oh, well, I have Angelic Purge too. I don't know that I need to worry about that much. Strength of Arms is pretty good. I do have 2 equipment, and it's a reasonable trick. Tooth Ravens, Tommo, Neonate. Messenger. Huh. It's a Neonate, maybe? It's a turn 1 play. It's not like I have any Madness, though. If I had Madness, it would be great. I'm really just using it to get rid of a land or something, so I think maybe I cut the Neonate and put in the Open the Armory. Okay. That's 14 creatures. That's probably fine. Yeah. Okay. So let's go ahead and, yeah, let's actually put in the Warped Landscape just for Delirium purposes. And then, what did they think I should do? They say 11-5. That sounds quite heavy. It is quite heavy. So I have no doubles. Maybe something like 9-7? Yeah, I think that's good. Okay, that was some pretty easy deck building. Let's see how this runs. Okay, back for my first match. I actually decided to take out a land and put the Neonate back in because it is a pretty low curve deck. I think this is totally fine, so I'm just running 16 lands right now. I can cast almost everything in my deck off